If it weren't for Ben Simmons' season-long injury a year prior, there would be little doubt who would be Rookie of the Year for the 17-18 season. Falling all the way to the 13th pick, Donovan Mitchell has consistently exceeded expectations, playing like he's 5 inches taller. Listed at only 6'3", Mitchell is able to excel at the shooting guard position due to his superior strength, speed, vertical, and his crazy long arms for a guy his size. So today we're going to take a look into how he maintains that athleticism because we're talking about Donovan Mitchell's insane diet and workout. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below so we can keep producing more content. Without further ado, what feeds Spider? In hindsight, letting Mitchell slip to the 13th pick in the 2017 draft was a huge mistake for teams 2 to 12. Fears of inconsistency on the offensive end were used to justify concerns over Mitchell's size, as his draft night scouting report even states that he seemed to be in between positions, not a true point guard and too small to play shooting guard. But when a Jazz team that desperately needed another scorer took a chance on him and traded for Mitchell on draft night, they gave him the keys to the offense right off the bat, allowing Mitchell to show everyone what they missed out on. Mitchell was able to immediately show his height meant nothing, and his superior strength, agility, lateral quickness, and out-of-this-world hops made him play more like a wing. Given a runway, Mitchell could sky to the rim like none other in the league, creating a highlight reel players with full careers don't even have. So how does he maintain his athleticism that allows him to negate any height difference? Well, his diet has played a big part in this, but it hasn't always been the case. As we hear a lot, college players aren't always afforded the best nutrition plan during their university days, and without proper nutritionists, they may not be making the right decisions with their health. With Mitchell, it wasn't necessarily that he was eating poorly, it's that sometimes he would choose to not eat at all. In an attempt to cut down on weight his freshman year at Louisville, Mitchell told GQ magazine that he wasn't losing weight right away, so instead of eating properly, he would simply withhold food from himself. He told GQ, "You can't do that in the NBA. There are too many games to do it that way. So one of the biggest things for me has been to understand the proper nutrients you need in order to play on a day-to-day basis. It's about figuring out a certain way to eat." And when he was actually eating at Louisville, he would often indulge in some pretty non-athletic type choices, as he was known to down an entire large Papa John's pizza with some late-night candy, mostly his favorite, gummy worms. Not only that, but whenever he was on the road, Mitchell would tear up some food at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse or at a cheesecake factory. Looking at him, it's almost hard to believe that Mitchell was eating like that, but since entering the league, he's taken serious steps to curb those habits. He's completely cut out the Papa John's, soothing his sweet tooth by simply always having gum instead of candy, and greatly reduced his time spent at the cheesecake factory in Ruth's Chris. And when he's hitting up the Cheesecake Factory, he overcomes his hate for salad by finding a new favorite meal there, the Caesar salad with grilled chicken. Now, Caesar may be the unhealthiest salad option, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, and it's clearly not affecting his athleticism. And plus, since revamping his diet, Mitchell has implemented an 80-20 rule, where he eats everything he's supposed to 80% of the time and indulges himself in the unhealthier options the other 20%. So as far as a particular day is concerned, Mitchell starts off the day with the 20%, often opting for waffles or pancakes with eggs, turkey bacon, and ginger tea. Then comes lunchtime, he keeps it simple, going for grilled chicken and pasta, but his personal chef has him trying more and more foods, and according to an interview Mitchell did with Men's Health, he's cool with it as long as he doesn't know what he's eating. It's even got him eating spinach. But by dinner, Mitchell's back to eating what he wants to eat, usually going for sweet potato and his new favorite protein, duck. Not to mention, as the day goes on, Mitchell puts an emphasis on hydration due to the amount of work he puts in, drinking tons of water along with some Beet Elite natural supplement powder. All in all, could Mitchell eat healthier? Yeah, sure, but does he need to? Well, just check out his highlight reel and you'll be the judge. But as we know, diet is half the battle when it comes to developing peak physical fitness, and Donovan isn't afraid to show that he's a gym rat. So by the time the shutdown rolled around last year, it was tough for Mitchell to step back and take some time away from the weight room. According to Mitchell, the first week of the shutdown was the toughest. Since he couldn't see his family or friends, he was in his basement for hours upon hours playing video games. That's not to say he wasn't working out, of course, because his routine became a lot more rudimentary, as the only available equipment for him was his very own basement. So he went to work with what he had, lifting weights and keeping his cardio up on his treadmill and stationary bike. Mitchell was also lucky enough to have a court in his yard, allowing him to get shots up every day. Surprisingly, being locked out of state-of-the-art weight rooms that he's used to didn't hurt Mitchell's game. In fact, upon resuming playing the bubble, he was absolutely electric, going off for 2 50-point games in the Jazz playoff series against the Nuggets, which was certainly one of the best first-round series in recent memory. But despite his tremendous output in the series, the Jazz blew a 3-1 lead, and Mitchell was once again left in an offseason as the playoffs continued without him. So with a little more leniency, Mitchell was set to hit the weight rooms once again and work on his already superior physical attributes. In a workout video released with his teammate Royce O'Neal, Mitchell gave fans an insight into some of his exercises. He starts off with some dynamic movements doing jumping side lunges, landing one foot on a platform, along with some box jumps in which he lands on one leg at the top box, testing both his vertical and his balance, something Mitchell seems to have already mastered. Then, further testing his strength and balance, Mitchell does sets of push-ups with his feet elevated on a medicine ball and his hands gripping 2 bars. After that, Mitchell moves on to do some pretty intense sets on the mountain climber machine, and then it's on to cardio. But Mitchell's cardio workouts aren't just running. They also put an emphasis on agility, precision, and focus. He does exercises like foot fires through a ladder and shuttles, similar to those you see at an NBA draft combine when they do those lane agility tests. Then the focus gets bumped up a little bit more as Mitchell steps into a square, 4 lights set up on the corners of it, and he has to quickly slide and tap whichever lights up. Only then does Mitchell hit the inclined treadmill. After the cardio, he works on core stabilization, doing planks on a medicine ball, sled pushes, and lunges with a resistance cable around himself. The precision, balance, and form that Mitchell uses in these workouts show throughout his game, as everything from his pull-up jumper to his high-flying putbacks look consistent and in rhythm. And it's not going to waste as the Jazz enter the postseason with the #1 seed and the best record in the league. Now it's time to see if they could avenge that disappointing end to last year. That's it for today. What did you think about Donovan Mitchell's diet and workout? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.